Bonjour tout le monde. Hi everyone, I'm Angelique Voices. Bem-vindo. Welcome to the Polyglottal Stop, a place where I'll share with you a bit about the languages I'm learning and my observations and opinions on languages and language learning in general. I plan to share some fun phrases, linguistic observations, language highs, and language lows. I, of course, speak English, and I'm currently learning French, Français, Spanish, Espanol, Korean, 한국어, and most recently, Portuguese, Português. I'm also kind of working on Swahili, but that's going much more slowly, so never mind. But 만나서 반갑습니다. Mucho gusto. Nice to meet you. Let's get started. Today, June 25th, since it's my first episode, let's start with the most obvious fun phrase, hello. Maybe not super fun, but definitely useful, and you can always say it in a fun way, like hello or hello. Okay, sorry. First up is English, which is my first language. I live in Canada now, but I was born and raised in Jamaica, where English is our official language, if you didn't know. We also have patois in Jamaica, but I'll save that for another time. In English, we have a lot of ways to say hello. Hello. Hi. Hi there. Hey. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Or even, what's up? Almost all of these are universal. You can say them anywhere. I think the only one that isn't is what's up. That one is just for friends and casual situations. You know, this actually made me think of Angela Anaconda's theme song. My name is Angela. Hey, hello. Okay, moving on. 다음은, and that was your clue. Next up, it's Korean. I started learning Korean because I was going to live and work there for a year back in 2010. And I ended up living in Korea for a total of 4 years over a 10-year period. So I kept learning. I don't know if I'm going back, but I love the language, so I still study. Okay, anyway, so hello in Korean is 안녕하세요. 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 But if you're talking to a good friend or a child younger than you can just say 안녕. 안녕. I suppose if you want to be really formal and fancy, you could say 안녕하십니까? 안녕하십니까? But I almost never heard that when I lived there, so meh. In Spanish, en español, hello is simply hola. You can say buenos dias, which means good morning and good day, literally, or good days, literally. Good afternoon is buenas tardes. But I don't know how often that is used as a greeting, so don't ask me. Now, the very first word I said today was in French. It was bonjour, which is hello and good day. It's literally good day. Bon means good and jour means day. So, bonjour, like Spanish and, as you'll find, Portuguese. There's also bon matin for good morning, bonsoir for good evening, and salut as a general hello. I think salut is more casual than bonjour, so just check on that before you say it to a French speaker. Do not tell them I told you to say it if they're offended. So yeah, do your homework. Fun fact, you can also say salut to say goodbye. So that's cool. Now, last but not least is, drumroll, Portuguese. Português. I'm specifically learning Brazilian Portuguese because I love how it sounds and I really want to visit Brazil one day. By the time the world opens up again, I should have enough money saved up. I hope. I always say that Portuguese sounds to me like a mixture of French, Spanish, and Italian. What do you think? I don't know. So how do you say hello in Portuguese? It's very similar to Spanish. Hola. But the emphasis is on the la instead of the o. And it's more like O and not O. And of course, it's spelled differently. So again, Olá. There's also bom dia for good morning and boa tarde for good afternoon. It feels so weird in my mouth to like have that H sound in the middle of the word, but that's typically how it is with Portuguese, or at least Brazilian Portuguese. If the R is in the middle of the word, it sounds like an H. So boa tarde. And the G is not everywhere in Brazil. Like some places, I think, say D, so tarde or tarde instead of G, but I like this version, so I follow that pronunciation. All right, so today we learned how to say hello in English. Hello, hi, hey, hello. Korean, 안녕하세요 or 안녕. Spanish, hola or buenos dias. French, bonjour or salut. And Portuguese, hola, bom dia. I hope you enjoyed that little tidbit. If you speak any other languages, please comment on this post with how you say hello in your language. I'd love to learn. And if you have any corrections or additions for me about French, Spanish, Korean, or Portuguese, I would be happy to hear them. So please leave a comment on this post, or you can record your own Playlog and comment on my post with your username so I know to go and check it out. I'm also on Twitter at Angelique Voices and Instagram at angeliquevoices.mp3. So follow or message me there if you're feeling fancy. Otherwise, next week I'm planning to share another fun phrase and maybe one of my language highs. So until then, happy learning. Salut!